What is up, guys? My name is RJ, this is The Secret Stacks, and this is my July wrap-up. Had another weird reading month, which I don't know why I can't ever have just a month where I get all 4 books in with no complications. I love every one of them, but it's always a bit of an adventure. But anyway, jumping right into it, my month started with a summer biannual Biblethumb, which was a lot of fun. Very glad I did it, especially because I read the group book The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. Ended up giving this one 4 out of 5 stars. It's a really fun summer read, YA sort of semi-romance, semi-self-discovery. It's really was just fun, very summer-specific themed, which I really appreciate. It really got you in the mood of July. It was just a really targeted pick by the Biannual Biblethumb group, which I really appreciated. Only read 2 books for the Biannual Biblethumb, but the second was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which 5 out of 5 stars, hands down, don't even need to explain it. But I will say the reread was a little bit less enjoyable because the Goblet of Fire is always on TV. On what used to be ABC Family, now is Freeform. Whenever I turn it on, somehow, just my luck, it is always the Goblet of Fire. So I know it so well at this point that the book was less fresh in my mind. Next up, I went straight from a readathon to what felt like a marathon. It was The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, which is the first book in his epic Wheel of Time fantasy series, which is just massive. I did it on audiobook. It was 33 parts. Each part was an hour and a half, so which is just a monstrous time commitment. Took me pretty much 3 weeks, which I ended up not finishing by the time that the book expired. I technically didn't finish till I got it back in the beginning of August, but I'm counting it anyway because it was such a huge part of my reading month. Really enjoyed most of it. I love the world building. It was very, very cool, and love the beginning, love the end, but there's a chunk of about 200 pages in the middle, which is just so repetitive and so boring, but everything else around it was really good. And lastly, of course, really redeeming the fact that this released at the end of July so I could pad my stats a little bit, but I did a review on it, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, 4 out of 5 stars. I won't talk about it a ton because I did a review, also going to do a spoilery discussion video, but had a lot of fun reading it. Not necessarily the best book, definitely didn't stack up to the original series, but it wasn't supposed to. It's a different medium, it really is a play, and it's meant to be experienced as such, but I'm still very glad that I read it. And finally, as for things that are distracting me, anime, haven't been watching a ton of anime recently, but one current one I'm keeping up with is Orange, which is a story about a group of friends, and I don't want to spoil too much, but there is a, I don't want to call it time travel, but a time element, and sort of going back and changing the past, which seems very predictable. You know, it's a well done trope in anime, but they do it in subtle ways that still leave me interested in the story. And the last thing is, I almost added this to my reading count because technically I did read it, but I went back and did the very last round of edits on my own novel, so very excited to get the ball rolling on that. Had some special news coming out in September, so stay tuned for that. But it was 93,000 words of hardcore one final pass editing, but the fact that I still like the story at the end of it after I've read it 10, 20 times is a good sign for me that I like where it's at. It's in a good place, and I'm really excited to finally get it going. But that is it for my July. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite book was this month. And until next time, see ya.